Lady Records, sweet sound. I come to tell mama, ya no see, no way I can meet her. Megane na uka yenda babo na one don yam na one don yam na one don yam megane na uka wo mama popo na one don yam bunu wa ma no ko makale gbe para kada wa boya gbe wa na one don yam para ka so na one don yam wala mo se yo Ekwara mosi talo gwe baba ne Ekwara mosi akpendo gwe baba mama Mekane na une don yam Na une don yam Na une don yam Meka yene yaga ka gwe baba we ni ba we to no gwe baba Da ye bebe don ye dole Hala do da bonga kwa tepe gwe baba Kasi kwen wodie kama na une don yam Nika kwa kwen wo ya dongo be na une don yam Kwa kata kwen si ya wongo be mama na une don tabone na une don yam E wara masanyo Zole te mwa kwa kapa pabo Yago pepe yego dole kore dia Daku zole yego mababone Depie zole yego pepe woma Adon kama de ye mune Eme kana adon kama wuma Ado mama teo Matore Kebo kanto bomia Na une don yam Kibo nyama ya bosu kwa kwa baba Adon kama wuma yone Ejedu otane rere Walupu Onaro we mo pay By time wa konkul koma dole Kabo jedu da Idesme nuke Mekane Mekane na muka yenda ya pole Ewara mosayo Adonga mawo mawera mosayo mekane Ere tuma monoko makade kopia Primo nene senyo Dale ya kanisa kwa woda mewona wa ogoda Gwe bali ebwe ko mai pie kan bakore nse ka we kwa mwe Kate tumi kwa kapapa bo kama Na une don yam Adonga mawo mai yemune Matasi kwa kapapa bo Si ponya si kwa kapapa wone Na une don yam Kiso kwe kwa kapapa wo maya Na une don yam Another P Na une don yam Rola yomi kwa kapapa wone Wonge Samite sami kwa kapapa wo kama Na une don yam Ese maremo Tipoti when woman ema Esther seven when woman ema Zakamoti ya when woman ema Ali to be mitano Katu de ka time wa Patricia batu when woman ema mama Ah get the iron lady Iso ya studio tore ao Presela mame kwa kapa pabone Kema fora kwa kapa pabo kama Afrike buye godolo bosomu Zoza kwa kapa pabone Na une don yama Na une don yama Na siya waye kopolo mea Na une don yama Adon kama wuma yemune Na une don yama On sore droite de gwe Na une don yam Jeru otane wewe parokwe O mekane na une don yam Na une don yam Gibo nyama ya bosu wa kwamba wo Na une don yam No kagabe no we yense ya ka odonu ma wa go kwa wo po na we ka atoso we ka don wo to kwa ku we na wo me ka ne na wo ka ye ta bonde na wo ne don yi am luwe na we me ka ye na ya ka pe po na wo ne don yi am na wo ne don yi am e kwara masia yo kwai ka ta kwen ko die kama bende ndoi kama kwen tena ka ba papa na une ndonyi yama nsore do atebe mebo na une ndonyi yama ai me luweta we men utaka wa iyo say na une ndonyi yama I don't come out to hear you.
Well, good evening and welcome to today's edition of the Riverside Talk. It is the Twa River platform, and we are here again with another edition. We want to say welcome and like, share. Let's have a fruitful conversation here tonight. Mr. Franklin Merriman, good evening and welcome.
Good evening, CEO. Thank you so much. We are here tonight to have a great show to discuss issues pertaining family, country, and every sector of our life that we will be able to live accordingly.
Yes, we will be able to live accordingly. But before going, let's dive into some news that we have here. According to various news outlets in Liberia, Mr. Paul King has been was arrested and taken to Monrovia City Court to the prison today by the Liberia National Police. And if you are not familiar with this incident, Paul was indicted over the $19 million drugs saga in Liberia. He was indicted, and then the Liberia National Police has charged him. And he is the manager of the Global Logistics Services, the general manager. So Liberia National Police arrested him today, and he's currently being charged by police, and he's behind the bar, let's say it that way. And another one here says about 8 persons has been charged with the human trafficking in Liberia. So 8 individuals, and this report has been reported by Front Page Africa. It says that 8 defendants have been found guilty on all charges in Liberia, largest human trafficking trial, convicted by a unanimous jury after just 20 minutes of deliberation. The 57 victims in the case says they were lured with false promise of job in Canada when they held captive for months at the compound near Bangpa town, beaten, raped, starved, and forced to extort money from their own families. This case nearly collapsed before it reaches trial. A Front Page Africa News or TV narrative investigation exposed allegations that bribes were paid to reduce charges and let the accused walk free. Today's verdict is the test of whether Liberia's justice system can still deliver accountability even when corruption threatened the case from the inside. So in short, the 8th individual has been found guilty. And there was a human trafficking case in Liberia sometime back where we see some individual were in Sierra Leone in a compound where the secret came out, and this has been an ongoing thing. So the 8th individual has been found guilty, and then from there going to sports. Finally, Portugal is going home. Spain beat Portugal 1-0 full-time. Spain is in the lead, and Portugal is going home. And of course, last night, Mexico went home when England beat Mexico 3-2. And tonight, of course, America will be playing around 8 p.m. tonight, which I believe it will be somewhere around 12 your time or so. So we hope to see what will come after that. That is just it from our end. We will be providing some updates as time goes on. All right, what is happening in Liberia? Liberia, what is going on? We want to know, how is our country going on? What all happening there? That is what we want to know here today. And in so doing, let's listen to music briefly, and then we will dive into our conversation here tonight. And of course, this one says it was yesterday, July 5th. Executive Mansion reports that President Joseph Newman Boaka departs Liberia for a working visit to Istanbul, the Republic of Turkey, where he will hold a series of engagements aimed at strengthening bilateral agreements and promoting investment opportunity for Liberia. So as it stands, the president of Liberia is out of the country. He's in Istanbul, Turkey, on a working visit. We hope for good conversation to come from that end. And also, I know back then there's a rumor that Turkey airline will be resuming flights in Liberia. So we hope that those things will be finalized, and Liberia will have some multiple of airlines flying through. So we hope that works out. All right. Well, folks, if you are following us at the Straw River platform, I want to say welcome to you all for your time here tonight. We will dive straight into our conversation. And if you have your comments, send it through the Facebook page. We will read your comments here as well. Please like, share, and follow. Mr. Franklin Merman, good evening and welcome.
Yes, good evening, Reverend Doctor. It's good being here again. So, you started giving updates, and I want to quickly dive into the world of sports, though I'm not a sport lover and I don't frequently follow, but there are things that we try to get based on the internet and other things. So, I like the way you put it, and I fell for the result you gave. I fell for Portugal. And particularly for Portugal, it's not in particular, but it is regarding the CR7 that people normally consider the GOAT. And you could also hear the story between Messi and Ronaldo. So if Ronaldo is going home, it means that his dream is never realized. He did not realize his dream of winning World Cup for his country, and that is going to be his greatest regret in life, I guess. So it's a serious problem. And for Messi tried during the other World Cup Messi was able to win for Argentina. So if Messi were to retire by now, Messi won't have any regret in life compared to Ronaldo. So it's a serious problem, and I have been telling colleagues that if Ronaldo is not able to win this World Cup as he had been his wish, I think the country should help him, give him the title of a coach, so he can coach their country team for him to be able to realize his dream. And the president being in Turkey is a great news. Thank God that he's not in America watching World Cup. Unlike in the past where people would take 40 days of work to go to Qatar, to go to other places and sit there and watch a May World Cup. And then World Cup again, your country is leading with a lot of controversial news. President Trump had dived into the World Cup, and FIFA is now.
Let me hold you right there. So, yeah, is it right? If you look at the team of the USA, you have F. Balogun, one American Pekin, I'm forgetting his name. So Balogun is the main force behind USA team right now with the red card. Right after that red card, the Secretary of State said America was cheated upon. And so DJT got to step in. And as of last night, the red card has been dropped. F. Balogun will be playing today for United States. And we hope what happened. But over there, with no they respect, I see USA exiting the race soon. And
yes, if you were to look at it, what if this were Africa? What would JDT say? What would the other communities? Now you see that Europe is going against the decision. He said that giving red card to Balogun was injustice. It was highly political. And when the ban on him was suspended, then he came out to praise FIFA again, saying that FIFA is a very great guy, and their team has a very great followers, and Yaya man is very, very somebody that we got to.
Amen. Uncle DJT. They call it man Uncle DJT. Anything can happen. Don't be surprised to see. Don't be surprised to see United States going to World Cup final though.
Yeah, because
I trust that Pape. He can do anything.
Because you get a gap authority, you get it. They say you can tell stranger get many laws, but they say that you get one law. And that's a law JD for preaching, saying that if anything goes wrong, no welcome in America.
Yeah. So that is just it about sports. We'll hope to see what happens tonight. And according to my live picture here, Cristiano Ronaldo is crying bitterly as he walked off the stage. He couldn't win the World Cup. And let's see how France might take this year World Cup. Because
my man Kylian Mbappe is there. I support Kylian Mbappe. Yeah. When I watched him on television the other day with Argentina, I like how he played, and I really love Kylian Mbappe. Seriously.
Yeah, we hope to see what happens here tonight with United States, and hopefully United States will do something better. If not, they will go home too. And let's see how it goes. Well, folks, let's come back home to our discussion. What is happening in Liberia? I started with the music from a traditional singer from Nemasi Terima, who also happened to be Manzia from Bedu. And the reason of this is that of recent, we've seen a lot of violence, which have, on the other hand, death have occurred. And it's becoming concerning, all right? It's becoming concerning. And it is at a certain point it happened in one region consistently, and now it is becoming an issue that I think it requires serious attention. Over the past, we've seen that violence have led to death of an innocent life. And I don't know whether it is trauma or mental issue, but it requires, serious attention. And the sooner we address those issues, the better we will be in Liberia. And that has, I'm talking about, the series of deaths that are unnatural. I think, if I'm not mistaken, either last week or so, a man killed his mother in Lofa. And according to news, he said, and I listened to him on one of those outlets, he said he was frustrated about life, and he believed his mother was the problem. And just, I think last night or so, a man killed his wife. A man killed his wife. It's vice versa. The issue of domestic violence is not just men alone. It happens in society. And I think those issues worth, paying attention to. We Liberians, we suffer with a lot of trauma that, we didn't heal from. I'm talking about the issue of the 14-year civil crisis we went through, the mental trauma, the mental torture. And these are things that we don't speak about when we're having some challenges mentally. And because they have a stigma in our society back home that when they say, oh, this person is mentally challenged, all we think of is this person is crazy. But mental health is very much important that we are to take serious if we want a very free and safe environment for ourselves. Because those deaths that are occurring at the hands of violence is becoming a serious issue and serious concern that worth us having some discussion about it. So, Mr. Miami, you in Liberia, and I think you have been sending those information. How do you look at this whole situation, and what are some remedies you think we can go about to address this issue?
Okay, okay, all right. I was just going through the latest one that happened in Bong uh, on the Verite News online page, and we get to know that these things are happening, and some of them are intentional, and some are not intentional. Like the case of the old man now in Bong that killed his wife allegedly. According to his explanation, I actually feel for him because he and his wife were not actually going to serious confrontation. They had not had previous issue, just like giving money to your madam, then you go and retrieve the money and it become an issue. And I think those of us who are married or who have girlfriends, we go you go back to your madam to get money and it becomes serious problem. Or sometimes they will frown their faces, and then for you, those of us or some people that will feel as a facial expression or the way the face look, they can leave it. But now, for you to still there and have a serious argument with your madam, it becomes an issue. I feel for him. But this are randomly going on in Liberia. Some people will just get up, like in my Gibi, it was reported that one, it was a madam who killed husband just for pasty business. So this thing when it happen, we got to be very careful. That why you need not to be angry. And sometimes when people take certain step for their paper issue from Bone, they let it beat him and I saw the mark on his foot. He was showing it, striving to show it because he was handcuffed. He was trying to show the mark that this is what happened to me. And I saw the mark now that what myself because I felt first when I saw it from the first glance from the media outlet. I have not read, I have not listened to him. I felt that he just got up and beat on this madam and kill him. Kill her. But the story now I got from him and the mark I saw on him, I decided to feel for him. And then people will come and say gender-based violence, the gender mainstream. I wonder they are looking at it two ways. But I saw one comment under the post that made me to know that some women get senses. The lady said it. She said, this is why you will see women not to be angry. They shouldn't be over angry when something is happening. They should take their time and address it. And we men too, when something is happening, we should take our light work and go by our business. This is how people advise us to behave. For all men will not settle things the same way. If not, this killing will continue to happen. We need to be careful to avoid violence, to avoid going to serious confrontation with partners, be a husband or wife. And on a daily basis, even when police giving statistics, you will get to know that domestic to death. So we need to say, mind you, on the year.
Well, folks, Liberia Network have started again, not giving chance to Franklin. We want to recognize our followers on Facebook. We have Duante Placard watching from the Gambia, and Titus Lago, the son of Bill, watching us as well. Yeah, go ahead, end your talk, Franklin. Go ahead. Frank, are you hearing me? Go ahead. Franklin, go ahead.
Okay. So as I was saying, when we don't take time to address issues in our homes, we will see to it that our children will directly be impacted. Their growth will be impacted, and their way of thinking will also be impacted. If you are a husband who always beat on your wife, your sons will feel that beating on wife will be only the solution to problem. And if you are a wife who always cause problem to in the home, your daughters will feel that maybe that is how women handle issues in the home. And the children will not the both parents. Rather, when they go behind, they will discuss this thing. I remember I was passing somewhere and I saw children, they were playing. And they all fight, they can make palaver. So I started thinking about this statement. I said, so this is what going on in their home. What my own children say about me? Because this thing happen, and we have to be very careful. So the level of domestic violence in our country now is difficult. Like what you were saying about Lofa. I think I saw another post where a son killed father on the farm.
Yep.
And this issue is seriously becoming a very great problem for us in Liberia. Always domestic violence cases are coming up from Bon, from Lofa, Nimba. They are not helpful to us, including other parts of the country. They are not helpful to us, so we need to really work at them and see how best we can settle issue as family. Thank you.
Yeah, so most of those things, honestly, if you if you do a research extensively, you will get to realize that we Liberians don't take the issue of mental health serious. And I think the reason to that is that we try to stigmatize the issue of mental health, thinking that when they say mental health, it's all about this person is crazy. I stand to be corrected. I'm here to see a mental health counseling systems in Liberia where people, we don't even have those facilities. You like here from where I said, they have those facilities where people go there if you are diagnosed with maybe anxiety or whatever it is, post-traumatic disorder, all those things, stress disorder, all those things. People goes there to get treatment. But what is more concerning with this whole issue is that it leads to death for us in our society. And for it being that way, it requires us looking at it, having a keen discussion on this and see what really is causing this issue. Because there is, no normal human being, we in Liberia are not used to a system that exists to where I live, where guns is in the hands of everybody around, little kids taking guns to go shoot everywhere. We are not used to that system. But the issue that we have now, where child will be killing parents, wife will be killing husband, husband killing wife, grandma killing grandchildren, all of that, it requires, it's getting concerning, which I think the attention of government needs to come to that. Let's see and try to engage mental health institutions and have them in Liberia. You could do it regionally and have it established. Let people go there and have, treatment, because this is not normal. No normal child will wake up and say, I will kill my parents. No normal man will wake up and say, I will kill my wife. No matter what. No normal woman will wake up and say, I want to kill my husband. Though it happens. But let's look at it from, the perspective of behavioral health. All right. These are things that we need to address. When I say, and let's have this understanding that when I say somebody is mentally challenged or is having some mental crisis, that does not mean this person is stupid or maybe this person is crazy. The same way when we get sick, we go to hospital, we got malaria, typhoid, and all of that, our minds to get, when we are stressed to that extent that we can't bear it anymore. Different thought comes to people's mind. If you are stressed out about something, people moving around in Liberia with what they call PTSD, post-traumatic stress disorder. People moving on Liberia with stress, with anxiety disorder, schizophrenia, all those things. People moving Liberia with it, but we don't know we interact on a very normal level. But this issue where we have resulted in killing one another over an argument, over, things that we could just walk away from, is getting very alarming. That I think we should sit and have a second thought. And my brother touched a second point here. We think that when I say domestic violence, only women are the victims. No. Men are the victims. Men are victims too in domestic violence. There are women who beat on their husbands. But because society expects men to swallow them and zip it up and move on, no emphasis is placed no emphasis is placed on them. But if a man does that, the emphasis that the women, the notion that that lady or that person has been suffering for a long time will spark the entire conversation. But let's be real here. Both parties suffer domestic violence. Those things used to be chronic with men. But as it stands now, men are getting to understand. And some men are being very much respectful about it. And not wanting, I was watching a documentary. I think it was just an educational documentary where this father, he's married, and then he had, I think the one I saw was a girl who was in her 20s, and then he was working, but then he lost his job. So it was the woman now working, providing in the home. And this woman began to maltreat her husband. He couldn't speak out. He couldn't say anything. But their daughter was watching. And one day she stood up to her mother and said, enough is enough. If you say one more word to my father, you will see what I will do. You will have me to contemn me. And Lily said, I pay the bills, I do everything in how you said, so what? Where were you when this man was working to put food on the table? Where were you when this man was doing everything, paying the bills and everything? Did you ever see him complain in this house? Is it because he lost his job and he's not working? So you got to maltreat him and talk down on him? The man could not talk. He was just sitting looking at his daughter, fighting for him. And afterward, the daughter went to him and said, why you can't talk? Why you can't speak up? Then the man said something. If I speak up, who will listen? So it is the who will listen that most men have it in mind. Who will listen to them? So let's begin to look at this issue as a condemning as domestic violence in totality is wrong. We should not be engaging into things that will lead to another person's death. Yeah, man. They anger here that something bad. If we can just stop provoking one another and try to engage a very constructive conversation, it will help. One time somebody was talking to me, an elderly man was talking to me and said, "Va, if you mind what women say, you will lose your temper." And the man said, women's mouth is like a sharpened edge. Whenever it comes, whatever comes out of their mouth, it pierces through your heart. But if it follows that theme, you will take certain actions that you will regret. And I believe it. Because this thing that is happening in our society today, it requires us being very much careful on how we address issues. I get it. Even those of us that are in the Western world, our major issue, do you guys think we don't have problem? We do. We have problem. No home is free without problem. One way or the other, you guys will have some conversation. What is pastille that you kill your husband for? when life gets difficult, you can't find another remedy that you will have to kill your parent, your mother. Why? When life gets hard, and let's say if I'm here and things are working out for me at this particular location, why can't I leave and go to a different place that I think I can struggle there and make things happen? Things is not working for you. You killed somebody. Now you're in jail. You're going to spend the rest of your life in jail now. You sit in that jail with the memory and the stigma that this person killed this person killed his or her spouse, parents, child. You sit there with a stigma on you. In that prison, the mental torture, all of that. So it's actually becoming alarming in our society that I think we are to address those issues to be able to, make a head. Well, folks, before we continue, let's take this announcement. On Saturday, we'll be hosting a career day. We'll be having career day on Saturday. The flyers will be coming out. We want to talk to our young graduate and the undecided minds about careers. And as it stands right now, we have Dr. Chris Lang, who have agreed to, be the guest on Saturday. We will add some people waiting on their response to join if all goes well. But other than that, Dr. Chris Lang will be our guest on Saturday, and we will be talking about Career Day, which we expect most of our followers to come and listen, especially high school graduates, the undecided, even those of you that are in college, that are still having that thought of, is this where really I want to be? So we will be having those conversations on Saturday. Come along, stay glued, and let's have our conversation. Yeah, Franklin, go ahead.
Yeah, I think we were saying something and I tried to get some information. Yes, like what you were saying, what people continue to say is don't stay in a toxic relationship. What am I saying? If you know that you and someone are together and the relationship is not helpful, the better thing you could do or the best you could do for yourself is early detection. I know that many of these things happen when you have gone deep into the relationship, but some can even start from the very beginning, wherein you have not gotten children, you have not done something, but people feel that maybe when this person and myself go ahead, the person will change. But in the end, it can be difficult. When you see those early signs, the better you prepare yourself and then move on with your life instead of staying in a relationship that will not help you. Uh, these things are happening on a daily basis, as I was saying in Liberia. Even though there is no unknown correct statistical information from the Ministry of Gender, there has some information that have been compiled. And about 3.5% of every 1,000 deaths in Liberia is caused by domestic violence. For example, in Bon County in 2026, as we were discussing, this lady just died as a result of domestic violence, and a lady passed away in Todi in 2025. 35-year-old Esther David, she passed away in Todi. She and her husband were only tussling over cell phone because she took her husband's phone to use, and the husband was not happy with that, and they got into something like fight, and the lady left in a breastfeeding woman. She was not able to discuss the end of the story. And you have a PCO in 2025, the same thing. You have a lady who passed out She and her husband also for door business, other thing. The lady died in this talk show. Then in 2022 in Maryland County, we have one Nathaniel Zambia Williams. Nathaniel Williams died according to Moravia Media Incorporated. This lady died. The news was broken in April 2022. This man died, and it was as a result of our fighting. So we are trying to say that when there is problem between you and your wife or husband, there is a way to settle it. If you are a lady, for example, in the case of Nathaniel and his wife Josephine Diabe in Maryland, and the lady was later on charged with manslaughter. So it means that she's going to spend her time in jail. If they have children, what becomes of these children? Or if you are a man who fights your wife and your wife dies and you have children, what becomes of the children? So we need to really be careful and see how best we can settle issue the family way instead of getting in the street, taking call for one another. And mind you, we have high blood pressure on people nowadays. We have sicknesses that can cause people to die anytime, anyhow, because we don't go to hospital to know our status. If something happens between you and somebody and that person dies right away in your hand, you become a murderer or manslaughter right there, because there is no other investigation that will free you once you were the one who touched the person and the person died. So the best way to solve such problem, when your wife or husband bring issue, you just take your life walk. You go by a business. We have anger, but you will need to have something we call anger management. People say you take in deep breath 10 times. Once you sit down, you count your breath from 1 all the way you reach to 7. Before you even reach to 10, you have forgone that. I did that. I did that in career development. It's a way that you manage your stress so that you yourself cannot even have sickness, cannot develop another thing from there. It is a good thing to practice all of these things so that you cannot be the victim or your partner cannot be the victim. Let's learn from the past and work on it.
Let's learn from the past and work on it. Yes, you are right. Let's learn from the past. And I think the issue of violence don't solve issue. That's why one time a friend of mine, which I will call his name, Will Bowman. Oh, my man, Vi, you soft. I said, you think so? He said, yeah. I said, okay. I am not. But the reality here is violence don't solve issue. The same way you think you are, outspoken, you aggressive and this and that. Everybody knows how to cook. But we all choose our battle differently. So one time I was in a training, and then I was in an interview before a board. And then I was asked question, how do you manage your stress? And then I said, when I'm stressed, I take a walk or I leave the scene. And the other guy looked at me for a while and said, so even at home, is that what you do? Say yes. Say you don't drink, you don't smoke. I said, no, that is not part of my life. I don't smoke, I don't drink. If I am stressed, I walk out or I leave the scene. At times, I'll just look for those comedy kits, skits, and watch to ease my mind. And, or maybe find a way to sleep. And when you wake up, you're done with it. But it doesn't work for everybody. We have different ways of handling issues, handling stress. And I think, one thing is we need to start creating awareness of stress in our society. Most people don't know. And the burden that is placed on men in our society, it creates that environment where we don't talk about things that bother us. And if we are in a home and not having a peaceful home, it's difficult to voice out what is happening to one another. But the rate in which things are happening at the rate of violence in our country, our community is getting alarming. If it is not Nima, then it is bomb or Lofa, which is creating problem for us. All over Liberia. But these are the three counties that you most of the time get feedback from what people are saying and how things are going. But what we are telling you people here tonight is the issue of violence. Let's take different remedy on how to handle those issues, because it's leading to losing life. It's leading to losing life. We've gone through a lot of things that I think that whenever things are happening, and trust me, we Nigerians, we are brave. Because with what we went through, 14 years civil crisis, if it is this country where that's it, right? A lot of things will happen. And what will happen is that they have therapists that you go and talk to. They have this one that you go and talk to. All those things are available here. But for us, like, we are strong. Since I came to the country, I'm not even going to a therapist to go talk about, oh, I feel stressed at this and that. When I'm stressed, they got selling tea that is on the market here. I go, it is written stress relief. I go buy it, come and make my tea. After a few minutes, I'm going to sleep, man. I sleep good and wake up and go about my business. We all go through stress. But as those stress are building up and we're not talking about the things that are causing the stress, it creates issue that leads to death. And my people, one thing too that we need to look at is that husband and wife. You can't be in the same house. When things happen, you all sit down and talking. And you say something, no children, they are watching. They are watching. If we are not careful of what we say, what we do, tomorrow they watch and they imitate what we do. We ought to take this serious when it comes to behavioral health. It's very important, though I know we don't have those facilities. But the issue of you telling somebody that you can confide in and say, hey, this is what is happening. This is what I am thinking. You know, there will be some ways that you can get relief than to just keep it to yourself. I know we men will keep things because the society is expected upon us to behave that way. But what other people fail to realize is that we are human too. We get overwhelmed with issues. Things are not always rosy, but it requires us understanding one another and move on. Let's hear it, friend.
Yeah, so as you clearly said that men take issues at heart because people feel that when you talk, they say you talk too much. Men don't talk too much. Especially in our African setting, people don't expect you to take your own problem and carry to people. People don't expect you to come and tell your wife you are this, you are that. And even though wife will not pay attention to you when you are expressing your feelings, they feel that only they have feelings to express. And even if you get to the larger society, like the gender violence we're talking about today, gender-based violence, they only feel that only women can be affected. If even you see men body laying down here today from the wife, you will not see gender advocates talking on behalf of that man. But if it were a woman or lady lying down, you could see all of them going around talking for that person. I think that alone is injustice in our country and in the world. So before then, people now used to know that men can even take women to AFL, Association of Female Lawyers of Liberia. People now used to know. And even to say that when your girlfriend or your wife is giving you a hard time, you the man, you can take that person to police station. In terms of child support, so for you to clear your side, men never used to have that thought until people started carrying on the awareness. Until one or two person went to police station and started getting the information. But besides that, women were only using that to get things from men to exploit. So the society now is changing anyway. Violence will never help. So when you know that you have issue with your partner, I know a guy who was married and there was a problem between he and his wife, and he went to police station. That was the only way he resolved the problem. He went to police station. He said, "There's a problem between my wife and myself, and I don't want to stay at the house tonight because when I stay, there's something will happen. I just came here to spend the night." And they gave the man.
The man was saying himself.
Yeah. The man slept at the charge of quarters. Day broke. He went back home. But today, he and our person not together. So that how he settled that. But if he has still in the home, it would have been difficult. Maybe by now we say he behind bar too, or by now we say this one happened or that one happened. So like what you said, and what I have been telling people, that people don't settle problem the same way. The way I frankly will resolve my issue, even my wife that is laying beside me will not resolve issue like that. Even the children in the home will not resolve the issue like that. But if we look at the overall good for the family, we all will work together and see how best it is. So somebody always give a parable that if you want to marry a lady, go to her house and see how her mother is treating her father. And again, if you want to marry a man, go to his house and see how his father is treating her mother. Then you will know that they are from a good home. When you go to a home where the mother is always yelling at the father, and you want to marry a daughter from that home, you will know that she got a trait of her mother, and that will always hamper your home. That will become a problem for your home. And if you go in a home that you see the father is always beating on the mother or insulting the mother, you should know that the kind of man you are going to marry will be insultive. Because children, we know, they learn from the example of adults. So if we are not careful, at certain time I preach, and I always look at my own situation at times and preach. When a family is not settled, the church will be in problem. When the church is in problem, it will also lead or it will enter the larger society. Let's say church or mosque, because we have people who goes to mosque. If you have a family who don't speak to one another, if they go to mosque, what are they going to say there? If you got a family who don't speak to one another, if they go to church, what are they going to do there? So it means if even they speak to one another in church, they are just pretending. And after service, they come home, everything is helter-skelter. And you will see that this same family will enter the society. Society, by the time they go in the various workplaces, they carry this same problem that what we call transfer aggression. Because you already have problem at home, then you carry your problem to work site or workplace and end it on your workmate. or your colleague. Then she too carrying her own problem and ended on somebody. All the children going to school, the anger from home, they are carrying the anger to their school, and they are going to end it on their classmates. So it becomes now a societal issue. And for people to be able to handle that, it becomes problem. Like what you were saying, we don't have behaviorists in our country. Even our people who doing sociology or social work, these people, they are not able to counsel people enough. How many of them you get in your very homes to kind of counsel? If somebody even come to you or you walk to somebody, even our very churches that we say we get counselor, if I go to you to explain my problem to you, tomorrow I go and hear my problem from different person. So what will encourage me now to go to you and go explain my problem to you? So I will hold it within me. And by the time I hold it within me, it also creates high blood pressure for me. And by the time you load, they say, oh, the person gets stress, the person gets sickness. And for all, we don't have stress-free medicine in the country. You see, some of us, we even living young now, getting gray hair, passing up and down here. It doesn't mean that we are old. It is because of the pressure from home. And if you are not able to manage it well, you either kill somebody or you kill yourself. So it's a serious problem now that we all have to discuss it, and we all have to advise our colleagues to be able to manage the home well, so the children cannot go wayward, so the children cannot do things. In fact, the drug case we're talking about today. If I am a father that I am not always home, if I'm a father that I'm not paying attention to my children, and maybe only the mother is there, I am an absent father, what do you think will become of my children? If they are going maybe to smoke, but sometimes the children can be afraid of the father, but you are not there to give advice, or the mother is not there to give advice, you will see that the children will start taking in something, and they are taking in something will not start right away. It will start small. Maybe a little walkabout. Your child goes out. You, the mother, don't check on the child. You, the father, don't check on the child. The child will go and spend the whole day outside. And come from there, the way the child can jet it by, maybe go lie down and sleep. Go by the daybreak, the child goes to walk about. Then the child comes back because maybe you get serious anger against the father. You don't want to even pay attention now to him, to the children. So if we continue to live like this and we don't pay attention to our children because of small financial issue, yes, some people they got financial problem with their husband or their wife. For that reason, they turn it against the children. So we need to also work hard and see how best we can solve these problems in our homes. We can work it out and see how best we can develop ourselves and our children.
Yeah. Before we go further, let's look at what is written here from CMC, and this was reported by Radio Kekema. It says, Citizen Movement for Change CMC political leader Musa Hassan Bilete says the party recorded a major political boost in Nema County District Number 5 after receiving the endorsement of prominent local resident Willie Myers, a former development superintendent of Nema County, who officially joined the CMC along with nearly 3,000 supporters. According to Bility, the endorsement marks another significant step in the party growing presence in District Number 5. We welcome Mr. Meyer and his supporters. Yeah, so CMC, Citizen Movement for Change, Musa Hassan Bility. We'll come to CMC, but let's conclude on this domestic violence. And I think the awareness is all of us business that we have to do now. And you spoke on something about gender ministry. And that's why I've been emphasizing on from the previous stage there. Only very few women think logically. I'm not saying women don't think logically, but when it comes to the issue of domestic violence, only very few women have some views that support both ways. Now, the issue of domestic violence, it is not one-way street. It is both ways. Men can be abused emotionally, physically, and men can also, and likewise, women are abused emotionally, physically as well. It's both ways. But the best thing to do is that find your battle, find your ways of dealing with those issues. Violence is not a way. I get it. Somebody will say, oh, if you be lenient, if you are lenient, they will sit on top of your head, this and that. It is true. At times, because you want peace in a home, you are taken for granted. I agree. It is true. But if we don't want a negative outcome, or maybe some consequences that will not lead you well, the best thing to do is to talk about it. We are all human. We get mad or we get vexed. Maybe we say things out of the way or do things out of the way because our human nature is there. Even the ones that we call bishops, reverend, they are home, there is issue there. And that shows that we are human. No home is perfect without talking. But what is more important is that when those discussions, when those issues that are constant habit, it's happening, you find ways to deal with those issues. Then if the way that, if you try method A, it's not working, try method B. But if they keeping things to heart, we're grieving over it. And that's what society expects, what society put on men. We grew more into that. But at this point in time, it is not healthy anymore. When things are happening, even between husband and wife, and things are happening and not going that well. You, the men, you can bring somebody indoor. It is not good always to involve third party into your home affairs. But at times, if you can't control it, if you are stepping, it is not working, maybe there is somebody that person listens to. Bring that person in. It will resolve those issues. And let's begin to look at those issues both ways instead of looking at one-way street. Because if we are just looking at it with the one-way street and having that mindset that only this can happen, only men, no, men are getting abused. We don't see them. That does not mean it is not happening. Come to the Western world. There are a lot of stories every day. A lot of stories. I was with somebody, an elderly man, responsible, who has been in government. The man came into this country, and the treatment he began to receive, he sat down and cried and said, I want to go back home. This is not what I call I came to family. I want to go back home. I was better off in Liberia than coming here. Because here, the society that we have here is quite different. It places more emphasis on children and women, and men are the underdog. So women that don't really know what being a married woman in a home is, sit over those issues and begins to mistreat their partners. And at the end of the day, there are many homes. I like to listen to those documentaries. I was listening to a documentary where a Black American lady said, she was narrating a story. She said, I wish I have known better. I'm quoting her. She was married to a Nigerian guy. She didn't even name the person. She said she was married. And this person was literally doing everything for him or for her because she was in school. She went ahead, got to the point of getting to the peak of her career. Start, moving and doing this, and she began to, see this person as not compatible anymore. And then they respecting this person, leading from one thing to another, they divorce. And when the man left, the reality set in. And she was narrating a story there. She said, I wish I can turn back the hands of clock and let my story be an example to other women who are in a habit of mistreating their partners. That those things we call career, this and that, no man can control me, nobody does that. Those things can't offer you well. Now, men, we got to stop doing things the way we've been doing it. And let's take an approach that is different from the way society has viewed us as this. Violence don't solve problem. Violence is not a solution to any issue. We have not seen a violence resolve issue. Let's take a common example. In February, what happened? World War. America and Ukraine. All of us facing an issue now. The goal was, let's do this. They will come down to their knee. But violence have not solved any issue, have not solved any problem. We Liberians, we've experienced that violence does not solve any issue. It makes matter worse. Let us not engage into those violence behavior that leads to taking lives. Now, with this man in Bon County, I'm told I already had 2 or 3 kids. Now, the mother is no more. The father is going to prison. And those children will live with the trauma. Their mother is there. Their father is in prison. They will be with somebody. The treatment that they will receive will not be compared to the way father and mother will treat them in their home. That's the reality. So, young souls are being left vulnerable in the hands of society, not knowing what they will expect. These are the negative consequences that come after the decision we made. Let's stop doing those things. And let's look at those issues critically. Let's treat behavioral problems and try to resolve those issues. Well, frankly, if you have anything else into that, fine. If not, then we'll move on.
Yeah, that guy in Bon County, what I heard from you on the video I share is he and that lady met 3 years ago and they have not got a child. But yet still, she has a stepchild and the child is with them. So it is still a problem for him. Because if you are in jail and the child is with you, maybe you got another children from different family that living with you, it's a setback for you. If you are to go to jail maybe for years that the law will show, it means everything you're supposed to do is now a setback. You cannot ask. I'm looking at his age. If he comes from jail, what the else he will be able to do again? Nothing. So as we continue to say, anger cannot solve any problem. Nothing anger can do. If you and your partner have issue, just discuss it and be done with it. Because people seeing that husband killing wife and wife killing husband, and at the end result, you go to jail, you sit there, your children suffer. Families should be able to understand and work together and move on.
Yeah, families should be able to understand and work together and move on, and which I agree. And the assumption that, oh, they're pressing, listen, we see homes, we see people on Facebook, floating on Facebook, taking pictures and here and there. Do not see those pictures and see that things are going on well. You know, just of recent, right? The internet was flooded with Mama Liberia case, a home saga. These are things that we're talking about. According to him, he has been going through a series of things, but the expectation of when I say this, who will listen? The who will listen now leads to what happened and then end up putting somebody in jail. These are things that we're talking about. We have, you know, the mental torture in homes. And I think it's about time that we start listening to one another. And I have not seen a University of colleges in Liberia that offer psychology major. I have not seen it. Most of the thing we see in our education sector is sociology, this and that. But if somebody who actually did psychology and have a degree in psychology knows how to counsel people. You see, from when I said, it's not compared to Liberia, 100% all agree, but those institutions, the country realized that there are a lot of people that need, you know, those help. So, and most of those people have, you know, you have people who are satisfied as well, clinical psychologists. They have their own practices and excuse me, and try to, you know, counsel people. This is how society works, but we are not there yet. We shouldn't be, you know, when somebody comes to us and say, oh, this one happened, we shouldn't be in a position to always castigate people. And I get it because we don't keep our mouth shut. If John Brown tells you something, the next thing you go hear from Peter Flomo mouth, oh, that man, he having so and so problem. And we create that avenue and try to stigmatize one another. And based on that, everybody going out here, one tell the person they want happening, who will believe me? So these are things that we need to learn from and try to approach issues differently. It is getting alarming. The amount of deaths that are happening as a result of spouses, children killing parents, spouses killing one another, is becoming concerning these days, which we are to actually, you know, try to engage those issues with caution and try to resolve it peacefully. Well, that is it for our end on that topic. Let's go to Nimba County. Over the weekends, they fought. Oh, by the way, happy having a birthday to the ever potent Nima Godfathers and the Prince Yomi Johnson. Happy having a birthday to him. Baby, you looking at also. Happy having a birthday to you. And also on Saturday, former Nima County Superintendent Nursing Corporate was laid to rest, and our thought and condolences to his family. And also, I think it was on a Thursday, the son of Nima passed to glory, Dr. Tayo joined his ancestors on Thursday. So our thought and condolences goes to the family of the bereaved, the county, and friends as well. But that gathering was marked with a lot of dignitaries from Nima. The Nima caucus was represented. And you see former leaders, all of them. And when I saw all of them, I said, something came to my mind. I said, you guys are accepting signing book of condolences for the fallen Sioux. But right after your leave, instead of those movements being an environment where we will, reconcile with one another, we only go sit there and sign a book. When we leave, we put on our bazooka to create an avenue where the disunity will continue to exist. And I think if I attend somebody's funeral, I sit there and think of my life as to what will happen if this is me. Because death, it comes to everybody. When your time comes, there is no wait. I'm going to come at a given small time, no. But there's one county, Nima County, we've engaged in. We are in the habit of not trying to unite, always trying to disunite. Yeah, here we are today. Political parties, people leaving, joining another parties, and this and that. And Musa Hassan Berete, a party, he said a party is gaining momentum. Let's look at the major parties in Nima: MDR, Unity Party, CDC, CMC. Councilor Terum Gongro Party is there. I don't know the party name. Forget about it. And Dr. Jeremiah Wapo, his political party is there. Who knows? Before 2029, another son of Nima will go and say, I establish my own political. Maybe Franklin, we got to establish our own political party too. But with all these political institutions, what are we telling our people? Let's go to Lofa. How many political institutions in Lofa? You have UP, you have CDC. Sir Joseph Party is there. I don't know the way we cause noise in Nimba. Is that how the Lufians are doing it? Because Lofa have the presidency, we only have the vice presidency. And then we're talking plenty. Not trying to unite one another, but to bring confusions and create an environment where we see our brother as our worst enemies. When we wake up, we insult this person and say it goes scot-free. We can't live in a society that we don't have regard for one another, but we only have the ideas of how to create chaos and take it to be a normal asset in society. And I always say, if we miss this step to erect a checkpoint where we will have a very solid foundation and have a social respect for one another, not to be, not to engage into issues that will bring disrespect to our fellow human, and try to discuss issue constructively than destructively. If we miss this mark and think that the generation that is coming after us will try to do that, we are lying to ourselves, because it won't happen. It won't happen. Nima have had men. Where are they today? They're all gone. That shows that we will come and go. Our time will come and our time will expire. We can't continue to be in an environment where we don't have regard for one another. It is hurting us, destroying our society. And I think to build a very vibrant society, we are to do something in a way that will foster peace and unity among us. We can have so many political parties in NIMBA, but if we are not united, it is the same political institution that will bring chaos among us. Because if my ideas is not being bought by John Brown, and John Brown has his ideas, but Mary will not listen to John Brown's ideas. And if we continue that path from this to this, from this to this, we will be seriously harming ourselves and causing more issue, not addressing issue the way it is when it comes and how we should do it. It is bad. Let's hear you, Franklin.
Yeah, the psychology issue you were talking about, Dr. Mampanya had introduced it. I think next semester they will have students for psychology on this own, even though they used to do it as requirement course or required course. So now people will be majoring in psychology, and this is one of the improvements she's doing at the university. She's cutting down a lot of lapses that used to give a school a very tough time in terms of having a schedule that people will not even know. She's working on that. We Liberians, we are hard to control and we need to work on it. So, with regards to our county Nimba, I was in Nimba chat room and one Emmanuel Cruz, I'm not, Eno, it was one Eno who posted that this is another county meet that Nimba Kwado is not on the organizing committee. Prince Johnson is not happy. So, because of politics, so I rhetorically asking the question, what do you mean Prince Johnson will not be happy? Was Prince Johnson now a politician, or what was Prince Johnson's contribution to the development of Nimba Kwato? I don't think Prince Johnson played a major role in Nimba Kwato, despite him being a head for Nimba County, or despite him being a focal person. Was there any specific role he played, or did he recommend Nimba Kwato representative on the organizing committee when he was a senator? I said no. So these are things that we all have to really work on and see. So people continue to talk these things. So we need to really see that we base our argument on facts. We should not just say something because we want to say it. Nimba Kwado is moving strongly, we know, but if they are not represented on the organizing committee, they should not just take it and say that because one senator is not alive, he will not feel happy, and because other people doing this, other people doing that. We just have to preach the unity. And Prince Johnson, like you said, today is his birthday. We wish him well, happy birthday. And those of our sons or our fathers that have passed out, our sympathy to them and the family, their family. We are praying that when the Lord comes, all of us will meet and we will see each other in glory.
Yes, when the Lord comes, we'll meet each other in glory. The Nimba Kwado, I still got serious problem with many. They won't listen. They won the election. Before the election, they came there with interview them. They won the election. I sent a message to them to come. They want to come. I don't know what they're afraid of. And that one, I blame OP with it. No man is supposed to, they need to come here and come there and answer the people. Nima Kwara won the election, and I think there was an interview done. A guy who also, one of the contestants, is claiming that, I will look for that clip, is claiming that election was fraudulent. And, you know, these are things that we're still talking about. Now, the issue of sports. Countermeat is coming up. And I think if we would just be seated and be like united over countermeat, then I don't think we are ready for any serious business, because that's not how we operate. And that's not how I think we should go about doing things. But if we are to be very much cognizant about our environment and bringing brothers and sisters together to unite as one, then we are leading up to something that will give us a very fruitful result. But we are not there yet. We are not. We still see one another as words of enemies instead of uniting and putting our broken pieces together. We are not there yet. Senator Johnson is there. He was a politician, and he remains a politician in grade. But the issue of, oh, maybe he's not happy, he's this, I mean, he had nothing to do with the drawing of the sport, the team, even when he was alive. But the reality is, those of us that are alive, we are the one that's supposed to engage the peace talk, the unity we're talking about. But we're not doing it. All we're thinking is bad-mouthing one another and not doing the right thing that we ought to do to unite. There is one thing that I've learned from Councillor Tiawu Gonglo. Gonglo is vocal, but he speaks on national issues that affect the country generally. If Waka administration does something that Gonglo is not pleased with, say this one is wrong, Mr. President. If we are engaged into constructive criticisms of our leaders, it put them on track. But if we will be there to be, engage, criticizing leaders or criticizing issues that we don't have the solution for, then we are not ready to handle any other issue, because there will be no, genuine result of what we actually want to do. And I think it is not in the best interest of our county. Nima is large. I know I always say, maybe we not learn too many books now. We want to listen to one another. I don't know whether this nausea exists in other counties. Because every day that Nima, what kind of hide in there we get that we can't hear one another? What kind of high now we got? We can't hear one another. Every day we complain. Which I think it is a serious issue that we need to address. Well, Franklin, let's hear you. Let's get your party comments, and then we'll call it a day. Guys, ready tomorrow we will be here with another edition of the RiverSide Talk.
So we want to tell thank you to our followers. Victor Tatos Lago, you always follow us, and Mr. E. Duante Plaka, thank you so much. The rest of the people that are following but not commenting, we say thank you so much. There are a lot of people that were asking why we are not live, why we are not this, and they can also feel happy when we call their names. So Victor said he's from Kanagle, and he really presently in Biapo, Kawaken City. It's a very far area from us in Riverji County. So I think you are doing well, and our ambassador in Gambia, Honorable Duante Plaka. So thank you so much. All of you that follow.
I mean, I paid a dowry, so that he be there. We'll not call him.
I told you that you will pay another dowry the other time when he and I were talking. You're out here. You will pay that dowry. When our father was saying our daughter will not go play. Now we get in. Yeah. So yeah. Gifted is today you go play. So Dwante will pay that diary. Forget him. He will pay that diary.
Yeah, one day gotta pay our diary, man. Well, folks, want to say thank you to you all, our followers. Forget this lady name. I will get her name. You know, she's one of those that are always concerned when we are not like. I was quite busy, you know, with my work schedule. That's why we were not online very often. Maybe since Frankie Network is getting stable now, he will be trying to co-host while we still look for co-host to be on the show every single day. But we do, you know, appreciate your concern and everything that comes along. We are making our best. If we are not live, you will see we have news on our page and things going on our page. So just continue to follow us. We are making a headway. And I always say this, and we continue to say we need some energetic women to join this platform. It can't just be men coming sitting here every day. A lot of you folks have some talents that is hiding. Don't be shy. Come up, join us. Young women of Tri River. Even if you are not from Tri River, but you have interest, come on, join us. Because at this point, we want to grow this platform and we need a presence of women on the show. We will hardly give credit to women from Tri River, but if any lady is interested to join, just send us a message. We will, you know, try to bring you on board. It will be one of our goal to do that. Like I said, on Saturday, we will be talking about career days. We have a program called Career Day, which will be on Saturday. According to the speaker for that day, he requested 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. Liberian time. So instead of coming on 9 p.m., we will do 8 p.m. Liberian time on Saturday for the show. So just stick to your radio or be live. We want to have some conversation. If you have questions, floor will be open for questions and answering during that time so that, you know, we can have a conversation. Even hopefully, I will see if we can have a Liberia WhatsApp number, maybe Liberia WhatsApp number for people to call in and let's have a constructive dialogue on that day. I don't know if we will see. We'll see if we can get WhatsApp number from Liberia to do that. So that is it from our end. I want to say thank you to our follower here tonight, Titus, Plaka, and those of you that were following without me. We want to say thank you to you all.
And the funny thing, that guy is telling me that his network is bad in Gambia. I wonder he carrying Liberia there because I already want him to appear on the show. So if Dwante is telling us that he carried Liberia to Gambia, let us know. Because the other day is the current issue. Now you're talking about network issue.
Yo, you send your message that network is bad?
Yeah. I sent link to appear on the show and he's telling me the network is bad. The other time again when Naka was on board, I sent him link to tell you were having current issue. So I don't know what's going on in Gambia.
Gambia, maybe the mentor is labyrinth to Gambia, so that's why the network and the current not giving you chance to in Gambia. But
Gambia is little and he was complaining. He was pressing them. So I don't know. Ambassador Baka pass there or like Jeremiah Kun or who pass there and then things not easy.
Maybe the Brazil call here and say, hey, Mr. Plaga, we're trying to give you some Liberian heritage down there. Your current and internet. Good day, man. The Toro ambassador created near the Gambia. We wish you and your family well. We're just playing here tonight. Well, folks, that is it from our end. We want to say thank you to you all. Tomorrow we will be here, God's Word, with another edition, and we will try to bring you guys guests. Right now, Otto men and they're on their busy schedule. One of our guests is also doing a tour, so we're putting guest schedule from him until it's over. I don't know how far is Nima County elders and women pay issue. We will look into that. We will dive deeper into that. The elder and say women pay should not speak to any media until he comes from Nima. Let's see how it goes.
So the elders then will have to wait until women talk before they come board. They didn't see what was going on. You were saying something.
Yeah, that's
you
what I
were
was
saying
saying
something
today.
because, yeah. So really,
so they want to say, since this man got dismissed, or they didn't see, they never heard. All funny enough, all the Barbadians can understand English, all of them, but they didn't see it. They didn't see it fit to step in and try to address the issue until it's spilled out. Now, women voice out his opinion. They say, "Hey, hold on, red flag."
The thing they start today, it started from CDC regime when Council with Honorable Wallace said what Duna. I think that time it became a very serious issue again that people discuss here. Why are you taking Nima's song and putting another Nima's song there? Like that, it creates better pills. And people will continue to say it, and then it will always set bad precedent in our country. We are not saying a Nima's song should not get a job, but you are taking a capable Nima's song from position, putting another capable Nima's song there. Then you see that you put imbalance at local heads, then it becomes serious that we are not able to settle. So right now, if you see Matinoke Tingma Honorable and Honorable Pay, you think they will see each other face to face? Unless our people come in and settle it. If not, it will become and Martineke is working in government. He will not talk anybody about Honorable Kun. And Honorable Kun will not talk bad about our Martineke Tingma because they both work together. So now whoever pay will be a wayward person, will be somebody that will be considered different person that will be on the side. And if they don't use the theory that you use the sugar, the better thing to get the sweet thing. So if you don't use that to be able to get women on board, then people will try to ride on the popularity of women and destroy Nimba. So we need to work hard. The VP got to clean up his circle and see how best he can draw these prominent sons, even those ones that are not prominent, but they are working hard in the interest of Nimba. You need to bring them on board so they all can promote you. Let me tell you, one person cannot make it. I have one guy can always call himself Kun 1 point. I made a comment on a post one time. I felt that I was saying good. I said, he said, okay, you feel that 1 point not important, go and score 69. I don't want to call his name. I Kun 1 point. I said, but if you feel that 69 is not important, just maintain your 1 point. Yeah, because you feel that you only get 1 point, and the 1 point will add to another point, make 70. And just based on your 1 point, you forgo 69, then it becomes problem. It means that maybe you just feel like only you the only person that can make one win. You lie to yourself. You need other people to work along with you and see how the person will become our own person will put forth, and we all will support in its totality that he can become somebody that we will depend on tomorrow. So when our other discussion comes, we'll discuss it.
So, like what I mentioned is exactly what you just said. The issue with Honorable P and that of his removal, women exhibited maturity when he did a turnover ceremony at Lansing Mines. But the truth here is, I've said it the last time here. I said, and I was giving a caution to the vice president. I said, Mr. VP, you are a very young man that people love. but your inner circle is misleading you. For me, I call those guys wounded soldier. I'm talking about Raymond Pay, Garrison Yelu, and other people that might have had issue with the vice president. Those folks are not your enemies. And if we actually serious about quote unquote this NEMA development thing, then it is about the right time. The right time we put our foot and calm down and try to bring on those people back. Because if we don't do it and wait to say we're going to 2028, 2029 to bring them on board, it will be late. It will be late. Because they will say, but what's the essence of me coming to join you? When I wasted, just look at one time when I was still on BKS, we did an interview with Honorable Larry Yonkwe. Larry said, I campaigned for UP. And since the election, I waited. I think he said he waited for 18 months. Every day they said, hold on. And he can't continue to wait any longer. He joined CMC. So if people are allowing young men and saying that, what more about other people who are? So I think it's about time the VP listen and bring those folks, because people are there saying, oh, they may not bring them in closer. Let's take, for example, the issue is Senator Koga. If it is me, Koga, you control NDR. I'm already a big man. I have voice. Koga, you okay, read a political leader for NDR. Because they're where the struggle is right now. That's the reality. They're where the struggle is. But people are telling the VP, don't give that privilege to him. He will sit on it and then try to step on you. Amen. So we have built into this politics deep, not wanting to, bring people closer. We take them as our enemy. And these are things, these are genesis that led to where we were in the past. Because we're not thinking of bringing up people on board, people closer to us. We take them to be the worst enemies. And at the end of the day, things are not working. That's the reality. But if you ask me, the vice president still got work to do. Don't just listen to those inner circle. There are people still standing on the fence, outside the fence, who have not entered. Allow them to enter the fence, and let's build a NEMA unity and have a very strong NEMA going towards 2023, 2029 and beyond. But that's the reality. And some of the things who are blamed up, I bet them we get.
Because she wants to go get her ice cream.
Because some of the things up, I bet them too are blamed them. When things are happening, instead of them coming up and address it, they will not. They will wait when it's fall before they come up. Because all of them are on payroll. Nobody wants to before they take them from payroll. They look at them, they give them motorbike. Nobody wants to before they take motorbike from them. These are, if you will be a compromised elder, then I think you are not ready yet to be an elder in Nima County. I don't know, my late woman Pazunti, that probably, no matter what, he will tell you the fact. Likewise, other people who for now seen better that I know of. But they time we all our elder, they probably on sorry. On sorry, they get put by a sound to them now. So that's the problem we're facing. Yeah. All right, if nothing else, brother, that's it. Your parting statement and then for your day.
Okay. So we are saying all of these things to clean our house and move on. And our old man Zuntia was a great old man. That he will always see people and praise people and talk nicely. And that's why he used to strengthen the dual zone. At first, it was bare zone.
Yeah.
So everybody felt him at the time. Even the old man pay back. Other things they did well, they have played
Yeah.
their part, and it is now upon us, the other people that are here, to see how best we can work out Nimba County well for the future generation. When our children are watching, the children will come up behind us, and they will lead Nimba as the way we are living now. If we carry on this unity, it means that these children will not be united. If we can
No.
see Gabon to be enemy, we see women to be enemy, we see VP Kun to be enemy, then they too will take each other to be enemy because all of these people have followers and
Yeah.
it will not set a good precedent. We will not come out. Okay, let's Southeasterners we're talking about today. How many typical Southeasterners you are seeing them on Facebook, on social media, throwing jab at one another? How many people you see coming from Grand Crew talking to Fanatic Kufa on radio or other thing? So Peno, they're just talking their thing, but you are not really seeing them insulting one another. You are not seeing them fighting one another like the way we fighting. Only one country, because there are more than one, two, three countries. How many
Yeah.
of them you see fighting each other on social media? You will never see that. But we are only one country, and the outsider just want to come and destroy and bring in different spirits and put it among us that we will be fighting one another. And at the end of the day, we go low, we say president from Grand Crew County. We go low, they say president from Sino. We go low, they say president from Grand Jude. Then we will lose the opportunity because we did not unite ourselves. After all, we are all Liberians and we are all Liberians. Let's forgo attacking one another. Let's forgo insulting or abusing one another and discuss the real issues that will develop Liberia. I don't want us to create hatred for one another. Let's know that this country is for us. If even we leave from here tomorrow, go anywhere, we will still come back and live here. This is our home. Nobody is more Liberian than any other person. Whether you out of Liberia or you here, we are the same blood. We are the same people from Liberia. Let's work together and build our country. Thank you. Good night.
Let's work and build our county, and we hope to build our county a very strong and united country beyond 2029 is what we look up to. Well, folks, want to say thank you to you all for your time here tonight. God's willing, tomorrow we will be here as our former President Charles Taylor famously said when he was living. God's willing. God's willing, we'll be here. We will see you guys tomorrow, and thanks for your time. If you come across this video, what we are saying is that awareness, we're creating awareness on domestic violence. It goes both ways, both men and women. Let's try to control our temper and address issues differently. Those anger or physical torture is leading to loss of lives, which I think it is not a good thing to do. God's willing, tomorrow we will be here. And thank you all for following us here tonight. It's Tua River, the original Tua River TV. We'll continue to preach. Thank you all. God's willing to see you. Bye-bye.